There we go. Okay. All right, YouTube. My name is Jermaine. I'm changing. Well, really, I'm adjusting the ride height with the torsion bars. I already changed the control arms, the upper and the lower, to my aunt's 2003 Nissan Frontier 3.3 liter V6. And when I reassembled it, the ride height was low. So now what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the torsion bar so that I can make sure the ride height is at its proper height. And so here is what I was looking in the book, and hopefully I'll be able to get to reference the book. But in the regular repair manual you get from your local parts store, this cross member and the tip of this, because I have the adjusting screw already back in place, because finally, after struggling trying to set this in and that further in right there into the control arm, I was able to get it the height that it needs to be. And you can, from the bottom of this cross member to the tip of the torsion arm or pivot arm, you can, it has to be a certain height, for either between 0.98 inches to 1.4 inches. So here, if you can see the tip of my fingers right there, so here's the adjusting screw with the washer, the big nut at the bottom and a small nut. So once I get it set in, I'm going to, you still have to, in the book it says, make sure you reference the height of it before you take anything loose. So you got to get a pencil or measure the height of this screw from the bottom of the washer. See if I can show you. See right here, this bottom of the washer to the top of the head of the screw. Not the head of the nut, but the head of the screw, because it's going to be protruding more. So from the top of this washer, the very top of it, to wherever it's at the head of the screw. So you can keep that height measurement. So that would have been your vehicle height. Or if not, you can go through the manual and it tells you to subtract the height of, let's see, I don't know if you can see it from further down there. I think it's the height of the control arm pivot and the, what else is it? I'm not sure if it's the bottom of the shock bolt, but it's one of them. I know it's the control arm pivot and down to the ground, from the control arm pivot to the ground, and I want to say maybe the bottom of the ball joint. You subtract those and it should give you a height, and I'm going to hopefully reference it in the video again. But I think hopefully if this should solve my problem with the ride height. So once I start bolting it down here, then I could be able to adjust the tension screw up here. So hopefully it'll do that. Then I'll report it back to you if I had success or not. But just to add another video out there for those who's doing changing it, and also in one of the reference video, if you see a little rust here and a rust down there at the end of the other torsion spin lines from this end to that end, if there's any rust or anything, you might want to consider changing it. Or if it's not too bad rusted, you could grease it on both ends inside so that it will not rust or break off in there, because I'm not trying to find out how to get it out either. So just wanted to share this with y'all. Hopefully this has been helpful to someone, because I know I've been searching for some videos, but I didn't come across about readjusting the ride height because it was sitting real low. So hopefully this will take care of it. and I'll let you know, and I'll share those other those points in those books so you can see how to take your measurements. But definitely make sure that you measure from the bottom of this cross member to the bottom of the pivot arm right here, and it should be either 0.98 inches or 1.54 inches, either one from this point to that point.